Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Ace Attorney. Dual Destinies, that is. Last time, we finished off the school case, got that all done and dusted, and we began the space case, which actually is taking place where the game started. We're finally caught up in the lore. I'm guessing we're probably going to get one more flashback case at least, or we're gonna get a big part of this one that's gonna be dedicated to Athena's backstory, but we'll see. Crazy how long this series is. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. If you want to know how many VODs there are of this, well, let me tell you right now. Let me go take a look. Can I do that here? Ah, yes, I can. 56. 56 parts. I think that might be the longest running series on the channel to date, is the Ace Attorney series. And we're not even close to done yet. We're like halfway through this one. We've got another Apollo game. And then we've got both the Ace Attorney, Great Ace Attorney games, and then any games that release beyond that. But yes, it is insane. So, there's a little bit of news before we get into today's stream. We have, exactly, a state of play. We have a state of play tomorrow at 11 a.m. For me. So I will be streaming it. I don't usually do states of plays because PlayStation kind of sucks at making presentations. But this one actually has something that could be there. They've been copyright striking a lot of Bloodborne stuff recently, so there's a little bit of, perhaps it's copium, it's the Silk Song effect, but if there's any chance of Bloodborne having a re-release, a 60 FPS patch, whatever the fuck they're planning to do, I gotta be there, I gotta see it. It's also about the date that we get the PS Classics announcement, so if that gets announced at the show, that would be nice. I would love the Ratchet Quadrilogy. Finally, please, maybe? We got the PSP games, so I don't know why we can't get the PS2 ones. Hello, FK. Yeah, time for me to be disappointed. You're right. We're going to be there at 11, and it's going to suck. But because I'll be up at that time, we'll probably just transition right into a regular stream at the same time. No Nintendo Direct? Well, hold your horse. It's only 12. It's only the 12th. 11th for everybody else, but it's the 12th here. There's still chance. Alright. Well, let's get into it. I have no idea what we're going to do for the second stream today, but it might just be like Mario Kart or something. I don't know. We'll see. That all depends on Ryan and Riley, and I don't know. There was a new Apex update today. I have no idea. We'll see. Let's get into it. I am ready. It's a good line to start. Wow, that was the longest sigh I think I've ever heard. Apollo, tell me all about you. You're Phoenix, right? Apollo's mentor, right? I'm never beating the Gooner allegations? Since when was I trying to beat the Gooner allegations? All you'd have to do to confirm it is look at my Blue Sky account. Yeah, that's right. Mentor has a nice ring to it. Don't worry about a thing, Mr. Starbuck. Mr. Wright and I have got you covered. You're the new kid that Apollo told me about. Wait, don't I know you from somewhere? Huh? You mean other than the trial? I don't think so. I guess so. My mistake. Shame? Pride. A lot of familiar people you follow. Yeah, yep. Gotta support those artists, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Oh, my memory isn't what it used to be.
My mind and body are kaput. Same goes for my life. I mean, I'm so astronomically unlucky that I had a bomb go off in the middle of my trial. Trying to defend me would be like trying to enter the stratosphere without a spacecraft.
Yikes, he's seriously gotta stop depressing himself. Cheer up, Mr. Starbuck. Besides, the thing you said about entering the stratosphere? That just means we'd shine like shooting stars, right?
Like shooting stars, huh?
You know, you're right. Why didn't I think of that? After all, that's what we're all put on this earth to do, right? To shine like stars? I guess I shouldn't mention the fact that shooting stars burn out in a flash. Oh yeah, here we go! 3, 2, 1! To the stratosphere and beyond! I wonder what that guard's thinking right now. God fucking damn it, why do I always get the creeps? Yeah, I feel alive now. You can go ahead and ask me anything you want. Is that really all it takes? The music's so melancholy. So you have no memory at all of the incident?
I'm so ashamed. My memory of the time is as black and as clouded as a dark nebula.
Still, it's strange you don't remember a thing. Wario character, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. He does simplify him a little more, give him a thick outline. Yeah, that is a WarioWare character. Why does his haircut resemble a rocket ship? Well, I mean, well, that one's pretty obvious. He's an astronaut. Are you sure you didn't take one of those anti-anxiety pills like they said at the trial? Yeah, right, he's a druggie. He needs his anti-anxiety meds.
It is true I developed a fear of space because of what happened 7 years ago. And I was taking medication secretly every now and then when my anxiety got bad. Having a fear of space is not something an astronaut can brag about, you know.
Oh, the so-called Hat 1 miracle? That must have been a terrifying experience.
But I'm still an astronaut at heart, come what may. I would never take drugs that might impede my performance just before a launch.
Now, what about drugs that would enhance your performance? Eh?
That launch meant everything to me. That's more certain than the theory of relativity.
He seems like a completely different person now. This is the face of an astronaut I know. The tranquilizers were found in your system.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, but I don't know why. I'm done for.
Well, if you didn't take them, then maybe somebody slipped them to you.
Exactly! That's what I thought!
It must have been the real culprit. My medication was in my locker. Anybody could have gotten their hands on it. Maybe the real culprit also planted the detonator switch inside your pocket?
Yeah, that's gotta be it. I've been framed!
I'll say they even managed to plant your prints on the switch before slipping it in. It's a real possibility. Do you remember anything else that might be relevant? Anything at all, no matter how small, like about the murder weapon, for example.
That knife. I think it came from one of the Space Center's utility kits.
Utility kits?
Yeah, staff who would work on machinery a lot are given these special toolkits to use. All the technicians have them, so I doubt you could prove whose knife it is.
Alright. As I recall, your last trip into space was 7 years ago, right?
That's right. It was a pretty rough experience.
So, okay, you're an astronaut. I get that. You do a bunch of science, whatnot. 7 years passed without you going into space. Are you making money? Are you still on payroll? How are you not homeless? Maybe he's just been training the whole time, waiting for the next time he goes into space. Because you need to be pretty fit to go into space. And, like, ready.
7 years and I'm still wearing the suit. During that mission, we had all kinds of problems with the craft.
You did? What kind of problems?
Power failure, oxygen leakage, busted radio, cracked windows, loose control column.
Your spacecraft wasn't built by Boeing, was it?
The heat shield came off as we were entering the atmosphere. I thought I was a gooner. Bro was on that IKEA spaceship. But I managed to make it somehow with the popsicles and ice packs from the freezer.
He survived on popsicles? No wonder they dubbed it the Hat One Miracle. It's a miracle you made it back.
Space is a boundless place. That's why it continues to capture people's imaginations. But the vastness of space shows us how insignificant we are in the scheme of things. The darkness just goes on and on and on forever and ever and ever without end. There was nobody else there. Nobody was gonna come save me. I was all alone. All alone, with nothing to listen to but the sound of my own breathing and heartbeat. I kept scrambling to make repairs, but I couldn't keep my hands from shaking. An experience like that would make anybody afraid to go up into space.
With the experience you had, weren't you dreading this mission?
What? No way. Of course not. Even now, I want to go into space so bad I can barely stand it. I want to shake off the Earth's gravity and escape velocity and spin around weightless.
I mean, facts. Who wouldn't want to do that?
But you have to admit, it was pretty harrowing. Weren't you even a tiny bit afraid? I was afraid. Of course I was. Still am. But space is man's final frontier, an unknown world. The cosmic truth is out there waiting for us somewhere.
The cosmic truth, huh? Guess there are people looking for the truth in every walk of life.
No matter how afraid I am, I'm sure I can manage. If I give in to my fear, I'll never find the truth. As long as I don't give up, I can keep up the fight.
Well, one thing's for sure, Mr. Starbuck's passion for space is undeniably the real deal. The victim, Clay Terran. He was kind of like your protege, wasn't he?
Well, it wasn't a bit exaggerated deal like master and apprentice or anything like that. But Clay did think of me as his mentor.
Mentor and protege. What a combination they must have been.
With his encouragement, I knew I could get over my fear and go back into space. But now...
he's dead! Clay must have been very encouraging, huh?
Yeah, it's funny, really. Whenever I'd hear him shout, "You're fine!" I always got the feeling everything really was gonna be fine.
Is that why Apollo is always saying he's fine? That's his Chords of Steel routine? Because he's Apollo Justice and he's fine. Was that brought on by Clay?
You're fine. Apollo says I'm fine. And you're fine all the time, too.
Well, there you go. Well, cool. I made the connection as the character says, the connection. Cool. I feel way less smart.
And I always feel encouraged, too, whenever I hear him shout it. Yeah, Clay and Apollo were best buds. They used to come visit the Space Center a lot, ever since they were high school kids. One day, out of the blue, Clay even told me he wanted to be my protege. Those two hung around the Space Center so much they were like a part of the staff. One time, during zero-G training, I started to panic a little bit, and the two of them took turns shouting, "You're fine!" over the radio. It was a simple thing, but it was exactly what I needed to hear. So I'm fine, and you're fine! We're like Apollo and Clay's secret phrases, huh?
I wish I could ask Apollo more about Clay and their relationship now.
Speaking of Clay,
How do you suppose he climbed down the ladder with you over his shoulder?
Sorry, but I can't even begin to imagine.
But he actually did climb down that ladder, so a way has to exist.
From the freedom of space to the walls of a cell. But that prosecutor said the dark night sky isn't half bad through barred windows.
You're fine! Solomon Soul Starbuck is fine! Everything's gonna be alright!
Huh?
And Athena Sykes is fine! Come on, Mr. Wright, you too!
Oh, do I really have to? Phoenix Wright is fine, I guess. Kind of. Sort of. I feel less fine doing this.
I can't hear you!
Phoenix Wright is fine!
We'll get you back into space yet, Mr. Starbuck. Believe in your own innocence, and have faith in us.
Apollo believed in you wholeheartedly, and that's good enough for me. I believe in you too. Thank you. Thank you. Both of you. I'll put my faith in you. And I vow to make it back into space! All I need first is a not guilty verdict. Sure feels nice to reassure ourselves every now and then that we're all fine.
Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's get our investigation of the Space Center started, pronto!
Good idea. Let's go. Oh, finally, there we go. I wanted to say before, I woke up to an email from YouTube that I had been stripped of some features, and I panicked. I panicked really hard. Like, what? Why did that happen? But they didn't take it away from my archive channel. It was from my original channel, the one I recently revamped, because I deleted all of the legacy stuff. So, so it makes sense. There's no history on there anymore. But yeah, that gave me a big fright because I thought it was about the archive channel, but that's connected to a different email that I just woke up, so I forgot. And it really scary. I was like, no, what did I do? What happened? Did I say something? And I thought in my head, like, wait, is this because of the trans rights episode? Is YouTube trying to say something here? Me advocating trans rights and then YouTube takes away features? But no, that's conjecture because it was to my old channel where there is nothing anymore. So it's fair enough. I don't have any comments to pin, so I don't really need that ability until I start uploading there again. Oh yeah, that was my morning events. Why, look at this! Wow, I was wondering what kind of place this Space Center would be. Almost looks like an amusement park of the future.
Yeah! Didn't know they even let the public see their rockets up close? Oh, so check it out! Look at how brightly the GAXA logo... GAXA? Gyat? Look at how brightly the GAXA logo shines in the sunlight above the entranceway. I really dig the stars and the rocket motif it's got going.
GAXA, huh? Isn't that the new name for the Federal Space R&D program?
Yeah, but why the strange acronym? I mean, what is a GAS supposed to stand for? Galaxy?
I think it stands for yacht, actually, Athena. Something that both you and I have.
what are you saying? Gyat? That's not a real word.
Athena. If that were it, then the whole thing would just be something like the Galaxy Exploration Agency. Which, if you ask me, I'd have abbreviated to GAXA, or even Gaia.
I guess so. Oh, I know. Maybe the person who came up with the name just really liked the letter Y.
This exchange is beginning to feel oddly like deja vu.
Anyway, this place is more than just a research facility. It's also a tourist attraction. tourist attraction. Don't make me laugh. It's a monument to the human race. Galactic scooter, full speed ahead. Whoa, who is it? Oh, the murderer. Yikes, who's this geezer and what's he want?
Look upon me and look well. Behold the great power of great science.
Pardon me, but you are...
My glorious name is Yuri Cosmos. I am the director of the Cosmos Space Center, the center of the cosmos.
Boss, that was a pretty groan-inducing. If this person is the Space Center's director, then that means... Ah, so you were one of the first to discover Clay's body, weren't you?
Aye. That be correct. I was honored to be the first man in the whole of space and time to discover the body. But there's talk of the incident. Are you by any chance the space police?
You can't take the word space onto just any old thing, you know. We're Mr. Starbucks lawyers. We're here to investigate the case. Oh, and we're Earth lawyers, by the way.
I see, yes, I've heard about you. Damn landlubber, stupid Earth lawyers. Don't you know space pirates and space lawyers are one and the same? In that case, by my esteemed privilege, I grant you permission to investigate. I trust you are appropriately grateful. Now, go ahead, have at it.
I can already tell he's gonna be nothing but trouble. Don't let him hear you say that, or you'll see what trouble really is. Let's just be professional and ask him about when the body was found, okay? So as director, what do you do here at the Space Center? Specifically.
Defend peace across the galaxy and promote space development in this country. No matter what obstacles stand in our way, we keep going for the sake of mankind.
I believe I used the word specifically in my question.
Attention, all personnel, to your break stations. Prepare for break.
Oh, I get it. You just wander around and tell people what to do in a self-important manner.
That's exactly right, because I'm an important man, and my manner is important.
Mr. Wright, this man doesn't get sarcasm. Well, there's bound to be some people like that, here in the boundlessness of space.
What's that? You want to know what it is that makes me so important? Specifically? Very well, I will tell you. I was the central figure of the Hat 1 project. You may proceed to be appropriately impressed. Now go ahead, have at it.
Why does he have a Mario star? Hey, why do you have a Mario star? My boss was wondering.
No,
Athena, please.
I'm a big fan of Super Mario Brothers for the NES. We import it onto every spacecraft we make. We had to make room, so I threw out all of the air. All of the oxygen for our people on the Hat 1, and we put in a Super Mario Brothers NES. It was pretty sweet. You should have seen it.
Could you tell us what you know about the incidents from the other day?
I refuse.
What?
Explaining is a job for common folk, not the director of the Center of the Cosmos. My testimony, which will go down in space history, will be heard in the courtroom.
Does that mean you'll be taking the stand tomorrow?
That is correct! I will be the most glorious witness in the history of mankind.
Not sure if he really understands what being a witness is all about. Looks like Director Cosmos is the type that only talks about what he wants to talk about. Then let's at least try to ask him about things he might be willing to open up about. The Hat 1 was a rocket that was launched into space 7 years ago, correct? And despite numerous problems, it somehow made its way back home?
Yes, I suppose it is a part of my job to educate young folk like you. Very well, I will impart to you the complete story of the Hat One project.
Oh, thank you very much. God, I hate when I can't stop yawning. It just really pisses me off. Oh, by the way, unrelated, if anybody even cares. I've had kind of an internet issue lately. My last Wi-Fi repeater shat itself. And my new one arrived just before stream, and it's working perfectly. Plugged it in, instantly starts working. Just thank goodness.
Hat One's double mission was to collect samples from an asteroid, and Mr. Starbuck was the pilot for that flight. Eventually, the Hat One reached its planned orbit. From there, it launched the Hope probe towards the asteroid belt. From there, the Hope probe began its long, lonely journey into the far reaches of space. Then, after a terrifying struggle, the Hat One returned safely to Earth. That struggle was when the incident known as...
Sorry, his little pirate shindig is a little hard to get out of my head. That struggle is when the incident known as the Hat One miracle occurred, right?
Correct! And it truly was a miracle, of course. They just had to turn the whole ordeal into a movie. As for the Hope probe, it did eventually arrive safely at its destination. It obtained a few samples from the asteroid and returned to Earth but a few days ago.
So, what kind of samples were they? What's in them?
The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they came back the day before Terran's murder. Regrettably, we've had no time to inspect the samples due to everything that has occurred. But this puts our space development program ahead of other countries by 7 years!
That's quite impressive. I guess this guy's isn't just loudmouth? I guess this guy just isn't just a loudmouth braggart after all.
In the golden age of space development, our predecessors were successful in bringing a moon rock back. It is the greatest achievement in the history of the Space Center. The public fell in love with the space and all of its glorious potential.
A moon rock, huh? I remember that being big.
Our endeavors with the moon rock live on in our work with these asteroid samples. I want to bestow new hopes and dreams for the future upon mankind once again. That's my mission as the man who stands at the center of the cosmos.
Oh yeah, you are like 100% murderer supreme right here. Unless he's a big red flag. I hear there's lots of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact on all of civilization. It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there.
What? Bite your tongue! It's not for anything so base as money or politics. It's for all the brilliant future that awaits mankind, and all for my illustrious mission. With the recent budget cuts, my staff tells me finances are tight, but I won't hear it.
I guess even a space program has to watch its budget. Well, especially a space program genius. They have to spend billions of dollars on these spacecrafts. By the way, you seem awfully knowledgeable about this kind of thing, Athena. Huh? Oh, well, you know, I thought I'd better brush up for the case. Is that so? I'm proud of you.
Well, I will be on my way. As you can see, I'm a very busy man, and a very important man. Arr! Galactic Scooter, fire up the main engine, max battle speed, and engage!
I'm imagining it sounds like a Jetsons vehicle. I can't make that noise. Wait, hold on. Let me find the sound effect. I'm trying to trying to imitate. Let's see. It's futuristic car sound effect. Okay, let's go with this one. I guess, but that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the Jetson ones. Jetson's car noises. This one? Yeah! Yeah, that one! That exact one.
Max battle speed, go! Engage!
Yeah, exactly that. Perfect. It's crazy that the two streamers you watch are playing this case at the same time. Oh my god. Twinning! We're twinning right now. Well, I guess we'd better get going too. You bet! Let's make it so. Music? Oh, birds. Close enough. Boarding lounge. What the fuck kind of Pokemon is that? That is actually close to Pokemon graphics. What is that thing? So this is where Mr. Terran was murdered. Yeah, this is the lounge. What is that a hookah? What is that? Why is there, like, pipes that you can smoke? What is that? Is that the futuristic bong that you can smoke while you watch the funny dragon? Giraffe? Yeah, this is the lounge. Let's see that diagram the police made again. Right now, we're in the main building here on the right side on the 3rd floor. Clay and Mr. Starbuck fled here from launch pad number 1 after the explosion. Regional form of Horsey. Bro, Horsey is really pregnant. Look at that hump, bro. And you know that's a male Horsey, because that's scientifically accurate.
You there! No admittance without express permission!
We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We've come to investigate.
Sorry, nobody gets in without permission.
Not even the police superintendent. Can't have Detective Fulbright getting mad at me. So, Detective Fulbright is here, huh?
Yeah, he's in the Launchpad 1 corridor. Go get clearance from him and then we'll talk.
Oh, leave it to me. I'm great at getting intel out of Detective Fulbright. Let's see. What trick should I use on him today? Maybe the old coin behind the ear trick? I think that'll confuse him long enough to give us clearance. I don't know if I should be grateful or afraid. So, to get the Launchpad 1 corridor, we just have to go through that door with the blue rocket on it, I think. Wait, that door. It looks awfully familiar. Good eye there, boss. Good eye. Sounds like good day in Australian.
G'day. G'day. G'day there, Bogan. What's up, mate? Oh, g'day. G'day, boss.
This is the door that Clay and Mr. Starbuck used during their escape from the launch pad.
Well, that explains it.
The fingerprint system has been deactivated, so I think we can just pass through. Now, come on, let's go! Alright. Let's freaking go. Herbie from the Fantastic Four, is that you? Oh my god, it's him, it's Herbie. He's doing a little vacuum cleaning. Even in space, safety first. Why does this look like an airport? They're not just letting random citizens go into space, right? This isn't like a space holiday program. So, this is it, huh? This is the corridor the two of them used in their escape? Yep. This is the only thing connecting Launchpad 1 with the main building. I see police tape down on the other end. I guess we won't be looking at the launch pad. After the explosion, this whole corridor must have been filled with smoke. The launch pad itself was probably a sea of flames. Must have been pretty scary for them. Now, where could Detective Fulbright be? Hey, I think that's him over there.
What should I do? Which path is the path of justice?
He seems to be lost. Oh, that's funny. This corridor is a straight shot.
Huh? Oh, it's you, lawyer people. Welcome to the Space Center. Enjoying a relaxing day off, are you? Here for a little rocket sightseeing?
We're here to investigate the scene, same as you. Do you have any info to share?
Oh, tricky.
Boss, if he acts at all reluctant to give us information, we hit him with the whatever shall we do act. I'm sure he'll fall for it. Got it?
We trying to catch the unruly family dog here or something? Info on the case, All right, I'll gladly share some with you.
Huh? What? That's never happened before?
Detectives and lawyers seeking truth and justice side by side. I like it. Just take whatever you want from me, you info bandits. I'm in a generous mood today.
I don't know. There's something weird about Detective Fulbright today. Well, we need information, so let's just run with it. If you say so. Detective Fulbright, could you give us permission to investigate the crime scene? There's an officer on guard and we can't get in. Oh, whatever shall we do?
Oh, that's an easy one. I'll let them know over there to let you in. Investigate your heart's content. Take a week if you need it. A month even.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. It's just because Phoenix is here, you know. Gumshoe's been blabbing. Gumshoe's been laughing about stuff behind our backs, disturbing the peace.
Shall I have some snacks delivered? One of my men gives a mean neck rub.
No, that's okay, but thanks. Definitely not the Fulbright I know. Detective Fulbright is acting sickeningly sweet. It's actually kind of gross. Do you think he hit his head or something? Who knows? Whatever the case, it's making our lives way easier. You were here at the Space Center at the time of the incidents, were you not?
Oh, that's right. I was here on security assignment.
The police are required to secure rocket launches now? I didn't know that.
Yes, well, you know us. To serve and to protect. The explosions occurred while I was here on duty, so I started leading the evacuation.
So we got a lot of details, but okay. Hey, could you tell us more about what happened?
Oh, of course. A bomb went off on the second floor of the main building. Right after that, the one over in Launchpad 1 also blew sky high. So I immediately instructed the visitors and employees to evacuate to the shelter.
The shelter?
Oh, that's right. There's an evacuation shelter in the basement of the Space Center. Weren't you in the gallery while watching the thing? Shouldn't you know this? It's there for accidents and emergencies and the like. So, where were you when the first bomb went off?
Oh, I thought he was asking us. It's like, well, we weren't there, actually. So, where were you when the first bomb went off?
Oh, I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. The elevator wasn't working on account of the explosion. And the stairs on the 2nd floor were destroyed, so we couldn't go that way.
Then wasn't it impossible to get down to the basement shelter?
No, we lowered an emergency ladder from the 4th floor window and escaped that way. It was a folding ladder, so it wasn't very stable, but at least it reached the ground. After I secured the ladder, I left to take another look around for any other survivors. Once everyone else got to safety, I made my way down too, and headed to the shelter.
Wow, what an ordeal. Like climbing down an emergency ladder? It sounds kind of fun. Ignoring that really weird remark, thank you for your answers, Detective. They were very helpful. Thank you, Detective. No more questions.
Just a moment. I have some more information to share with you. But don't tell Prosecutor Blackquill, okay?
Wow, and Prosecutor Blackwell usually has you on a short leash, too.
Well, never mind that. I thought you should know that there was a witness.
Could you tell us more about this witness?
Oh, sure thing. The witness was a Space Center employee who was on the 4th floor. While she was climbing down, she looked through a window into the 3rd floor lounge.
So she was looking into the crime scene from the outside?
That's right. It was just a matter of chance that she saw something important. Not that I know what she saw exactly yet, though.
You don't, but that's the most important thing of all.
Oh, don't worry. I'll get around to interviewing her soon enough. She should still be here somewhere in the Space Center. You might even run into her.
A 4th floor employee, huh? All right, thanks for the info, Detective Fulbright. This employee isn't Pearls, is it? Apparently we're pretty close to seeing Pearls all grown up. Gee, you sure are being cooperative, Detective. A little too cooperative, even.
Oh, yes, well, actually, I...
Something you can't talk about?
Yes, something like that. Anyway, never mind, don't worry about me. Well, I'll be on my way now. Holy cannoli, what is that thing? It's a little Herbie robot from the Fantastic Four. Oh dear, the movie's not even out yet.
What was that all about? Something's definitely going on. I'm gonna get it out of him next time I see him. Okay. Not sure he'll talk about it, though. Well, we have permission to investigate now. Let's head back to the boarding lounge. Alright. Back to the horsey exhibit. It's fucked up how, like... That looks exactly like a Pokemon you'd see in a modern Pokemon game. Because those games are just really underdeveloped. It just looks like what it would look like.
Now, you two. Detective Fulbright has granted you permission to investigate. He also said I should bring you some snacks or give you a neck rub, too, if you'd like.
Oh, that's alright, but thank you for the offer. I'll take a snack. And a juice box, please. Boss, really? Well, I'm not gonna say no to a snack or a juice box. I mean, come on, it's a juicy box. Like, I'm not gonna say no to that. Well, time to roll up our sleeves and start investigating. Oh, great, by the way. No, let's see. Where's that diagram again? So, this lounge is on the 3rd floor of the main building. According to Apollo, this is where he believes a third party killed his friend. Well, let's stop and recap. Let's stop the recap and start looking for traces of this third person. You read my mind, Athena. We'll make that our first priority. There's just one problem, though. This room. It's just so... big. Oh, don't worry. We can use this to help us. A Space Center pamphlet for tourists? Yep, picked it up at the entrance. The maps inside should come in handy. Let's see. Oh, yep, here it is. A map of the lounge. This is the door we went through to talk to Detective Fulbright. Oh yeah, that's the door with the fingerprint recognition lock. Well, I guess this map will make things a little easier. Just a little easier. Yeah, no more excuses. Let's track down that third person. Wait, there's just one more thing. What's that strange creature moving outside the window? Oh, boss, it's just a holographic image. Huh. Right, yeah. I knew that. What a relief. Should be a button somewhere in this room to turn that image on or off. That's what it says in the pamphlet anyway. The only reason you're so eager to start is that you can push that button, isn't it? And what's wrong with that? Let's just look for the button while we're looking for clues. Alright, fine, let's get investigating. Oh boy, oh boy!
Got 2 pods.
Interesting, alright. I need to get some liquid in me, man. I am starting to die already. Bop, 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 bop. Crack open a fresh Pepsi Max. Rejuvenate me a little bit, and I'm probably gonna have to turn my fan on as well. Unfortunately. Blame the heat. Blame the heat. Blame summertime. 'Tisn't my fault. 'Tis summertime's fault. Summertime. Loving in the summertime. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm ready. Alright, let's get investigating then, shall we? No matter how I look at it, all I can think of is torture device. But I guess it's a training device for getting used to zero gravity? Uh-oh, Athena has an odd glint in her eye. Is she thinking about trying that thing out? Yeah, I should try to stop her. But I'm afraid she'll just out-muscle me. Hey, Mr. Wright, look at that up there. Oh, it's cracked. Is that some kind of fragment? It's stuck in tight. Oh, so that's what the glint was about. That color looks familiar. I think it's a part of the oxygen tank. Oh, I think you're right. But if that's here, it means Clay's tank ruptured after they arrived at the boarding lounge. It's Prosecutor Blackwell's theory that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay down the ladder. Must be wrong. This proves that both the astronauts were alive when they reached the boarding lounge. So Apollo was right. The scene of the murder wasn't the launch pad. Way to go, Apollo! Why can't we have 3? Why do we have to have 2 partners? Or, you know, main character and then partner. Why can't we have 2? Keep things simple for the writers, probably. At first glance, it looks like a peaceful landscape. But then there's that creature. Didn't the Hope probe go to some planet? Maybe this is what the surface looked like. I don't know. I think it would have made the news if they discovered a creature like that. It did make quite a bit of news, though, when the probe came back. Yeah, but the Hope probe didn't even go to the planet. It went to an asteroid. That's a big rock kind of thing. Even aliens can't live there. That's some pretty futuristic-looking furniture over there. According to the pamphlet, those are no ordinary chairs. They're like amusement park teacup rides. You can power them on yourself, it says. If you spin the table, your chairs spin too. Huh. Why would anybody want to have something like that here? Oh, God. Big Boss is attempting to drown me. Great. Just 3? It's for astronauts who have trouble with the device on the ceiling. No vertical spins. It says it's a training device that's easy on the eyes and on the body. A person really called themselves an astronaut if they can't handle 0G. I mean, facts. No, 3's fine. It's fine. Here you go. That's 3. So this is where they discovered Clay? Yeah, he was already dead when they found him. Let's take a look at the photo. So he was stretched out like this, and what's that thing that looks like a thermos? That's the thing that Prosecutor Blackwell mentioned when I was in court with Apollo. He said that it contains asteroid samples. Oh, right, Director Cosmos mentioned something like that too, didn't he? They were brought back only 5 days ago by the probe and that the Hat 1 launched. I wonder what they look like. Do you think they'll let us see? Let's think about that after we solve the case, okay? Ba-ba-da-bo-ba-do.
Ba-ba-da-bo-da-ba-do.
Footprint.
Here's another amazing piece of equipment. Walk on the surface of the moon, it says.
Oh boy, I want to try it. Gravity is weak on the moon, so I bet I could do mid-air somersaults.
We're still on Earth, remember? Besides, it's connected to the ceiling.
Well, at least I could jump really high.
There's a sign on the wall that very clearly says, don't jump too high.
Then what good is this thing?
I didn't say in the beginning, walk on the surface.
Didn't I say in the beginning, walk on the surface of the moon?
It's true. Is this footprint important? Because that is indeed a footprint. Huh? There's something in there.
Hey, I see something shiny down there.
Now let's take this cover off then. Surely we're allowed to do that. Bullet?
It looks like a metal jelly bean. Boy, I wish it was a metal jelly bean, Athena. I really wish.
It's really small, but it's a bullet. It's only about 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter. Let's see. That would make the caliber 10?
Caliber refers to the diameter of the gun's barrel, right?
Yeah, but I've never heard of a 10 caliber gun before. This bullet must be for some special kind of gun.
I bet if you tried firing a bullet this small with a regular-sized gun, it would just fall right out.
Yeah, it must have been a really small gun.
I wonder how the bullet ended up here. I mean, we're in the bottom left of the south door side of the room, according to this map. It's pretty far from where Clay's body was. Maybe the police didn't think to look here.
Yeah, leave it to Detective Fulbright to accidentally hand us just the card we need. Excellent. Well, I'm guessing that's probably what ruptured his canister. Helmet use required. Please use the moonwalk apparatus responsibly. So, this is the fingerprint recognition device. I guess you put your hand on this mark?
Why, guess when you can. Why guess when you can try?
Sorry, I don't know why it said that sentence really strangely.
Now to line my hand up with the outline.
Don't, Athena! This thing is related to the case! Fingerprints all over that, and the next thing you know, you'll be named as a suspect.
Oh, how can you be so cruel to a little girl like me? To a beautiful little woman like me? How could you be so cruel?
It's not gonna work. Not again. I'm not buying those tears, Missy. Those tears. I'm not buying them tears. That's some phony fucking crocodile tears if I've ever to see some.
Let's see, this door is... Where's that pamphlet? Here we are. It's the door to the corridor that leads to launch pad number 1. We went through it earlier when we went to talk to Detective Fulbright.
So I guess the security lock must be disengaged now, right?
They say the corridor was filled with smoke at the time of the bombing.
This thing besides the door, this must be the fingerprint recognition device.
Which reminds me, I think Prosecutor Blackwell talked about it in the trial.
In the trial. Why are you guys repeating all of this again? The trial. It was in the trial, boy. It was in the trial. Don't even fuck with me. It was in the trial. And does this mean that the bomber's prints were verified by the system? The numbers of authorized personnel was supposed to be really small.
Voila! Fingerprint powder, I brought it just in case something like this came up. I found it at the office. I've been itching for a chance to use it.
Wow, way to think ahead. Now, let's dust for fingerprint recognition. Let's dust the fingerprint recognition device and see what we can find.
You got it. Now just sprinkle some here and a little over there, and...
Wait, we don't actually get to do the minigame?
They didn't code the minigame? Aw, man. I don't get to do that. They even did it in investigations. We can't do it here? I don't get to cover the screen in my white dust. Ooh, we got something! Oh, it's only a single set of prints. It's only a single print of sets. Isn't that a good thing? Sure wish we could have figured out whose prints those are. Although I doubt we'll be as lucky to get the culprit's prints on the first try. Well, I'm willing to bet that Detective Fulbright has some fingerprint data. Oh, right, and the security footage of the door, too. Yep, here it is. Came in the court the other day. Wish we could see the part of the footage just after this bit. Oh, because that would be right before the murder, wouldn't it? Let's ask the detective. With the mood he's in, he'll probably show it to us right away. Yeah, he's almost in too good of a mood today. Let's see if we can't find him once again. Bop bop. Bop bop. Bop bop. There's more over here? Danger. Oh, the garbage. What's this, a trap door? It's a trash chute. The cleaning robots throw the garbage out from here. The robots do the cleaning? What a futuristic world we live in. I just hope they don't revolt like they do in science fiction movies. No way, all the robots here are very nice. Actually, wasn't there one in the Launchpad 1 corridor? We can go say hi if you want. Herbie. Herbie. Oh, there's more here, too. Gosh. Oh, this thing. I wonder what this big knob's for. You know. Looks like the knob on a stove. Well, it's the same shape, but I think that's where the similarities end. I mean, it's behind a glass pane. What kind of stove would require knob security like this? Well, the knob is straight up and down, so if it was for a stove, the burner would be off. Right. It was for a stove. Still, I wonder what it's really for. Something turned on by a knob that's not a stove? How about a rocket engine? If you had to start the engine here, the rocket would take off before you could get in. And I guess all we can say for now is that it's a mystery knob. Oh, yeah. You know who else is a mystery knob? So it looks like there are 3 doors that lead in and out of this room. Well, let's check. Drum roll, please. Ta-da! The Space Center pamphlet. We are here at this place, what says Boarding Lounge 1. Here are the 3 doors. Let's call them Lefty, Righty, and Downy. Don't call it Downy. People usually say West, East, and South in a case like this, you know? Details, details. Anyway, look at the West door. That door with the rocket icon leads to Launchpad 1. I know because it says here on the map Launchpad 1 corridor. So that's where we were with the detective. It was filled with smoke after the explosion. Yeah. Right. Next up, the right-hand side of the map, or east in your world. That's the door with the satellite dish icon to signify communication, aka the control room. Yep, definitely says control room. This guy has another door on the opposite side. They communicate and exchange information with rockets and probes in space from here. So it's the center of the Space Center. The Space Center, if you will. Does everybody start to talk like Director Cosmos after they've been here a while? But it seems that they've built a new command center on the 6th floor. That's what they used for the Hat 2 mission, so this control room was empty at the time. I've always wanted to see the inside of a mission control room. And since we're here, I'd love to do that too, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to. They want to keep curious kids like you out. The door's protected with fingerprint recognition. Only the director can go through.
That much, with that much security, I'm definitely not the one they're looking to keep out, Athena.
So apparently the lock is also hooked up to a backup generator in case of emergencies.
Okay, what about that last door?
This lower door... Oh, excuse me, I mean south door. It leads to the elevators.
This is the door we came through when we entered the room, right?
Yep, and of course there was no fingerprint recognition device, so it's open to anyone.
But the elevators weren't working at the time due to the explosion.
Well, that's about it for the 3 muscadors of the boarding lounge.
Thanks. Understanding the layout of the lounge should help us understand the case.
That's why I thought we'd have a better, that's why I thought we'd better have a good grasp of where all the doors go.
Bow bow. Bow bow.
Oh, wrong way.
Hey, what's that?
There's some kind of panel here with 2 buttons.
Just push it! That's the invariable principle of buttons.
There are such things as buttons left unpushed.
Ah. Hey, the giant holographic image just disappeared.
Yeah, I thought that side of the wall seemed kind of barren without it now. Oh,
Though.
that still works. Still, let's see if we can't find anything new with the image off. New details will make themselves apparent with the image off, you reckon? These are apparently oxygen... Oxygen? My English today is horrible. I apologize. These are apparently oxygen capsules. They're for recovery after a training session.
I wonder if they can change your voice.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
I didn't do a thing.
It's not helium, Athena, it's oxygen.
Oh! Crack!
Or spiderweb.
Hey, Mr. Wright, look at this!
Looks like a bullet hole. Great find, Athena.
Ooh, it's pretty big. Whoever fired this shot must have been using a pretty large gun.
You think so? Based on my experience, I'd say this was fired from a regular pistol.
Well, whatever size it was, somebody fired a gun in here, right?
Apparently. This is an important fact.
Do you see a bullet around here anywhere? Excuse me, Mr. Wright, we found one.
We actually have the bullet already. We found it first.
Welcome to the Space Center, guests. Welcome.
Alright, who's this bad bitch? You can tell it's a female because it's got 2 round circles where the boobies should be, and it's got eyelashes. Yikes! What in the world?
My name is Ponko. P-O-N-C-O. Ponko. Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you looking around? Choose one. I will guide you.
It's a robot?
I am not a robot. I am Ponko. Psychological observation and navigation companion. P-O-N-C-O. Ponko.
I am glad that we got that cleared up.
Oh, Ponko, I've missed you.
Ned, you know this thing?
Oh, she, showed us around the last time when I came here with Apollo. Oh, you're such a good girl, Ponko. That's a good girl.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy. So very happy.
Oh, guide robot. That's pretty cool. My name is Phoenix Wright. It's nice to meet you.
I don't know you. I don't know you.
Ouch, that hurt.
Oh, she has to register people she meets for the first time. Please register him, Ponko.
Certainly. Commencing guest registration. Please tell me your name. A nickname is fine too.
His name is Phoenix. A bit overly familiar, but I'll allow it. But I'll allow it.
Phoenix, please let me get a good look at your face.
Oh, sure.
Registering. Facial recognition sequence complete. We are now officially friends. Nice to meet you, Phoenix.
Huh. Sure looks pretty cute.
You made a friend, boss. Isn't it great? Your only friend.
But my coworkers are my friends. And, you know. I got plenty of friends. Edgeworth, Gumshoe. Edgeworth.
Phoenix, Athena, allow me to guide you. Right this way.
Oh, goody. Let's go, boss. Go where? Oh. It's Clay's jacket again. What the hell? This is awesome! Why don't real space stations have cool, like, fucking amusement, scenarios like this? Oh wow, what is this place? Is that rocket real?
Welcome, welcome. The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Learn about the history of our nation's space development and the Hat 1 project. The rocket is just a replica, but it's the same size as the regular one. Space Museum. Oh, here it is on the map.
I love Ponko. I will die for Ponko. Ponko is my new favorite character, I think. She is the sweetest little lady I've ever seen. I really hope she's a witness or something and we have to question her on the board. I don't know. I feel like she's going to be important. Okay, so it's on the exact opposite side of the main building from Launchpad 1.
Ask me anything, I will explain.
This is quite the place. I can't believe we get to see a rocket this close up.
This is a replica of the Hat 1 that was launched 7 years ago. It's exactly like the real Hat 1 inside and out. Its little brother, the Hat 2, was supposed to launch the other day.
Pardon me, Ponko. I wonder if Ponko knows why the launch was canceled.
Over there is an exhibit about the launch 7 years ago. Check it out! Check it out!
Spacesuits, photos, newspaper articles. I'd like to come here again on my day off. Hey, what's this photo of? Okay, this is a colorful cast of characters right here.
Phoenix, that's the staff of the Hat 1 project.
Wait. So Clay was on staff even back in the Hat 1 project? 7 years ago? How old was he? I'm guessing he's the same age as Apollo, so 23. Alright, so he was like 16 at this point? Ish? Oh, there's Mr. Starbuck. He looks so young. And so different. Yeah, his hair is floofier. And that's... What is it, Athena? Is something wrong?
Oh, nothing. I just thought Mr. Starbuck looked really young too, that's all.
Well, it was 7 years ago, after all. So the young guy standing next to Mr. Starbuck
It's Clay Terran, the victim.
See, they were mentor and protege even back then. He's even got one of the staff jackets. Looks just like a regular staff member.
No, Clay was still a student then. He just borrowed one of Solomon's old jackets.
Oh, cool. So they let him in for the photo even though he was still a student. That's very nice of them. Well, there you go. That clears it up a little bit. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Clay would have still been in high school 7 years ago. Everybody looks so happy. This space museum's great. What fantastic exhibits.
This area used to be launch pad number 2. That's why only the entrance is on the 3rd floor.
Wouldn't it be better if they just made a new ground floor entrance instead?
There was talk of it, but they had to scrap their plans because of budget cuts. Budget cuts, budget cuts. We need more money, money.
Who would record that kind of information into a guide robot?
Well, it was in space. The Hat One launched a probe called Hope. The Hope probe collected some samples from an asteroid and returned 5 days ago.
That's what Director Cosmos said too. Bowles came back the day before Clay was killed.
Here it is, the Hope space probe.
I think I've seen that logo somewhere before. Let's see. Oh yeah, the capsule that the victim was carrying. I think it had the same logo. I think it can be seen in the photo attached to the autopsy report. Maybe she'll give me more info if I show it to her.
The way the Space Center launch pad is set up is really cool. Would you like me to tell you about it? Would you?
The setup of the launch pad. Go gentle on my spiky-haired mind.
I want to know. I want to know. Phoenix wants to know too.
Great, now Athena's got a case of the punkoitis.
Hooray! I will tell you then. The rocket is built inside the launch pad structure. When the rocket is complete, it's moved along with the launch pad over the rails. And brought into position at the launch site. Isn't it cool? Isn't it? We used to have a big budget, so that's how we could build it all.
It's very cool. Grand setup that suits an important place like the Space Center. I guess everyone's hoping for a bigger budget next year. Myself included. I'm guessing the whole thing's operated from the control room, huh?
That it is, but it can also be operated from the new command center as well. Either way, the safety lock in the boarding lounge has to be disengaged.
I guess before a big move like that can be carried out, there are all kinds of procedures. I'd love to see that launch pad being moved. When's the next one scheduled for?
Searching data. All future plans have been put on hold.
Oh, because of the bombing and the murder, I'll bet. Which is perfectly understandable. When was the last time it was moved?
Searching data. I'm sorry, that answer isn't in my answer database.
I guess Ponko can only answer certain questions. She's so cute. Ponko, do you recognize this capsule here in the top right?
Checking registered data. I know, it's the Hope capsule. It was carried inside the Hope probe.
Contain the asteroid samples, right?
Yes, it was designed to store the samples gathered by the Hope probe.
Any suspects for who the killer is yet? You know, probably this guy, if I had to guess. It's probably Yuri. But to be fair, we have 2 members of the crew we haven't met yet, so... he's just my initial guess. And he's one of the first people to find the body, so, you know.
It has been stored in the safe in large pad.
Why do we think you return to Earth?
Pardon me, I did not get my battery recharged completely last night.
I didn't know robots were capable of yawning.
It must not be removed. It must not be removed.
Don't worry, Ponko, the people in charge already know what happened.
They do? I must ask them later.
Is the capsule was being kept in Launchpad 1, right? Maybe Clay was trying to carry it to safety after the explosion? Well, the Space Center staff must be really excited to finally get their capsule back. It's a pity this incident occurred before they got a chance to check the contents. Well, the police took it as evidence, so they'll have to wait a little longer. Well, we certainly learned a lot about the Space Museum.
Thank you, Ponko.
You explained everything very well.
I'd love to explain. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
You two are like old friends. It's hard to believe you just met recently.
It's because Ponko is so friendly.
Well, what should we investigate next?
Let's go find Detective Fulbright. We have things to ask him about.
Let's see, the security footage and the fingerprint data, was it? Okay, let's go back to the Launchpad 1 corridor.
Bye, Ponko. See you later. Come again. Come again. And don't forget to visit the gift shop. I will miss you.
Poor Ponko. What a Dickensian life we're all forced to lead. Oh wait, the corridor. Whoops. So is this a different Ponko? Is this just somebody else? Who is this?
What should I do? Which path is the path of justice?
There's Detective Fulbright. He still seems to be lost, even though it's a straight corridor. Let's just hope he's in a cooperative mood as well, then. If he doesn't cooperate, then I'll just have to use my powers on him. You mean that lady in distress bit? We found a bullet hole in the wall at the crime scene.
You did? Our team found that too. It was Detective Arm who fired that bullet.
Detective Arm?
That's right, a warning shot for the defendant.
Was it really such a high-threat situation she needed to do that?
I'm afraid I don't know the details. With Detective Arm gone and all.
But I thought there were two people who discovered the crime scene together. We already know Director Cosmos will testify, so tomorrow will be about what he knows.
Hey, you're pretty smart. That's exactly what we're planning to serve as the main course.
What goes down easy? Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found at the boarding lounge.
Ah, yes, I just happen to have compiled print data of everyone related to this case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift.
This is quite a bit of data.
Well, when I said everyone, I meant it. Prosecutor Blackwell said to dig deep, so that's what I did. Ooh, it sure did take a while, though.
Well, we got Apollo's and my prints. Even got prints from all of the robots. I guess when Blackwell said to dig deep, Fulbright didn't bother to ask how deep. Ah, Clay's fingerprints are here too! I still can't believe he took off his glove to get his prints.
Yeah, well, you can't blame me for thinking they're important in the case. There are a lot of doors that require fingerprint verification in the lounge. So depending on whose prints we find, it can completely change the tide for both sides.
Yeah, it makes sense. After all, the culprit's prints did get past them. Did get them past the fingerprint lock somehow.
Oh, and take this picture. Might come in handy.
Isn't this just a photo of the Launchpad 1 door?
Yep, but Prosecutor Blackwell seemed really interested in it for some reason.
What's so important about this door?
Beats me, but boy, could you see the gears in his head go into hyperdrive over it?
Hyperdrive. Sounds like it's going to be a major point of contention tomorrow. print comparison. Right. Detective Fulbright, do you think you could run the test for us right now?
You just leave it to me. In justice we trust.
Alright, here we go.
Okay, here we go. Yes, well, it looks like it was Mr. Starbuck who opened that security door.
He must have opened it when they went to board the rocket. His heart must have been full of hopes and dreams for his space adventure right then. Ba-da. Only the prints of Director Cosmos, Starbuck, and Terran are authorized, equipped with backup power. Print recognition attempts are recorded via security camera. Starbuck prints were found on the scanner's screen after incident. What's so important here? I wonder if you can actually see what he was referring to, because I'm with the gang. I don't see nothing out of the ordinary. It just look like shines. Yeah, his theme is a jam. Can't see anything. I guess we'll find out. Ba-ba. Are we done with them, or like... Probably not. We probably have to present them with stuff, but let's just roam around, see what else. Alright. We gotta get something else out of you. Maybe I'll present that photo.
Something for the lost and found. I'll be sure to take care of it.
You just gave it to us. Oh, hey, isn't that door supposed to be, like, powered by, a backup generator? The thing isn't even on. Wait, what? Weren't we supposed to show him the bullet? Alright. Okay. What about the hope capsule? Okay, alright. This one? Oh, okay, alright. How about this?
The victim went to all that trouble to save the defendant. And then he mercilessly was killed. Is there no justice in the world?
Justice was trampled underfoot that day.
That's right. Acts of justice and selflessness are not always rewarded. Pains me to say it, but I've come to realize the truth in that recently.
Sounds like he and his personal philosophy are going through a midlife crisis. What else do I have to show you? Same thing. Nope. Detective, about the security footage that was taken by the boarding lounge 1 camera.
Oh, that footage? Go ahead and ask me anything you'd like about it.
Is there any way I could see a little more of the part just after this?
Easy as pie. I'd be glad to show you. Here we go. You see, you press the fast forward button right here.
The screen went blank.
Yes, apparently the after effects of the explosion damaged the wires. So there's no footage after this point. Ha ha!
You just say something from the beginning. There we go. Something definitely seems to be up with you, Detective. You're unusually cooperative.
Well, I just figured if we work together, we'll get that much closer to justice, right?
But it seems like there's something that's really bothering you. You don't have ulterior motive, do you?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do something like that.
Oh boy. Hey, a Cyclock! We haven't had this in a while. It's been a while, but those are definitely Cyclocks.
Did you just mouth psyched? Is there something I should be psyched about?
No. Cyclock. It's a system of locks on the secret in a person's heart. I'm just gonna tell you all of this because you're not gonna believe me. I can see when people are trying to hide these secrets by using the power of this Magatama.
Pearls.
Where's Pearls? Where is she? Where's Pearly?
I must see the pearly gates.
Reveal any secrets they're hiding.
Mr. Wright, how much did they bilk you out for that piece of rock?
Like how he says it's been a while despite them appearing in the DLC case, which takes place before this one. Yeah, you know, they weren't thinking about the DLC case. It hadn't come out yet.
If you've been swindled, I know some lawyers I can introduce you.
More than capable of representing myself, thank you very much. It isn't some kind of fraud. It really works. A friend gave it to me a long time ago. Is Pearls a friend? I mean, we love her, but, you know, would we classify her as friend, I guess? Well, now she's like 16, so I don't know. I guess so. Like, it's more like a niece to us. Maya gave it to him? Alright. Pearl gave it the magic. That's right. That's right. But I guess seeing is believing. Allow me to show you. Take that!
Maya's definitely a friend, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Come on!
I think you're hiding something, Detective, so why don't you just tell us about it?
What to do? Which path is the path of justice?
Detective Fulbright really is in agony. I bet this is an issue he's torn up over. Justice? Love. Bro's torn up over love. I really understand what's been bothering you, Detective. I truly do. Something happened that goes against your principles, isn't that right?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Until the explosions occurred, everything was just fine.
Is that a fact?
Yep, peaceful as peaceful can be. Everyone whistling a happy tune as they did their job. You never saw a more relaxed guard detail for a routine rocket launch.
I don't think the guard detail was as relaxed as you claim. As long as this exists.
Take that!
Door lock?
There must be something wrong with my sunglasses today. You aren't presenting that to me as evidence, are you? Is it making fun of me? It's just as I said. Until the explosions occurred, everything was just fine.
Hey, I don't get punished for failing on these anymore. Well, that's nice.
Take that!
No. This is before the bombing. What happened before the bombing? The Hope Capsule? Maybe? Nope. Am I being a dum-dum? The evacuation report?
Take that!
Ah. Before the explosions, what was supposed to happen? Before the explosion. Pardon me. Before the explosions, what was supposed to happen here was a rocket launch. And yet, security was so tight they even brought in a special task force. I'd hardly describe that as a relaxed guard detail.
Now, hold on just 1 minute. The entire nation had their eyes on this extremely important rocket launch. That's why I was called in on a special security detail.
As versatile as you are, I can certainly believe that that's true. But I say it's very strange that this person would be a part of that detail from the outset. From the
Take that!
Detective Arms specialized in bomb cases. The fact that she was here on hand. Be thankful Phoenix's soul doesn't fall apart when you present the wrong evidence now. Means that you people knew there was a possibility that a bombing would occur.
Oh, you got me, Mr. Right! Oh dear!
Oh. I love when he starts doing that. He's so cute. He might be the best model in the game. He translates really well. You can easily tell what a 2D version of him would look like.
All right, I concede. You win. It's just as you say. A few days before the launch, they were warned about a potential bombing. But the plan to launch went ahead in spite of the threat.
I don't think that would happen in real life. If a bombing was threatened at a space station, like, no, nobody would continue. That would be immediately dealt with. But why? What were they planning to do if someone got hurt or killed? Like they did.
Yes, I know. The decision to move forward wasn't exactly just, was it?
How was the warning delivered?
By phone, directly to Director Cosmos. But the police department instructed everybody to keep it under wraps.
It's a big thing to keep quiet about. No wonder you were upset.
But it's not only that. I've been distraught about Prosecutor Blackquill as well.
Prosecutor Blackquill? Well, as his handler, I'm sure you have a lot of difficulties.
That's not it. It's a question of justice. I've been wondering about why he's allowed to stand in court.
The reason he's still prosecuting? Detective Fulbright, please tell us everything you know. Yeah, I wouldn't let him in court if I were you. You got so many other good prosecutors that aren't evil. Well, that are evil, but, like, maybe not murderer evil. You know?
Well, talking to you folks about it would definitely be breaking the rules.
Never mind that. What are the rules? What are rules but things to be broken, right?
Well, to tell the truth, having a prisoner act as a prosecutor is highly irregular.
Yeah, you're telling me. I think we guessed that much.
So why is it being allowed? I've been wondering and wondering about it.
So you weren't told why either, huh?
No, I guess the order came from pretty high up on the ladder.
Yeah, would had to have.
But Prosecutor Blackquill told me once. The hunt I've been on for the Phantom of 7 years past continues even still.
7 years past? A phantom, huh? Not even one of those friendly variety either, I gather. This Phantom of 7 years past, any idea who or what he was talking about?
Not a clue. But he seems to think this Phantom is behind this whole incident somehow.
Wait a minute. He thinks this may be connected to this case?
Yep. This case has way too many similarities to what happened 7 years ago. For starters, that case happened right here at this very space center as well. And in both incidents, a threat was issued via telephone.
So that's why Prosecutor Blackquill thinks this incident is the work of a phantom.
Well, that's not the entire reason. I mean, if you want to talk about 7 years ago.
Why am I yawning so much? Ah, where's my caffeine, bro? I need more caffeine.
That's when Prosecutor Blackquill was found guilty of murder.
Okay, so either Blackquill might have been framed or something, or he's innocent. But with how he's portrayed, I don't know about that. Maybe he is guilty, but there is, like, stuff that didn't come out or something.
That messy case is what started the whole dark age of the law. So you see how this Phantom and Prosecutor Blackbill's conviction might be related?
Yeah, I can see why you'd think that. This incident and Phantom, not to mention Blackwell's past. It's almost inconceivable that they would come to a head here. This might sound crazy, but Prosecutor Blackwell can't possibly believe that Mr. Starbuck is the Phantom person, right? I mean, he was acting kind of strange during the last trial and all.
Silence!
Yeah, he was acting weird. So was Apollo. There's definitely a weird air around here.
No, I doubt he thinks Mr. Starbuck is his Phantom. But I do get the feeling that he thinks the defendant has ties to them. Which is why he's acting so impatient. He's got a personal grudge against Mr. Starbuck. And that's not real justice. I've always trusted in Prosecutor Blackwell's judgment until now. But this time, I'm just so overwrought. If he's lost his ability to think rationally, I'm afraid it might lead to a false conviction.
I've never seen Detective Fulbright so tormented. This is why he's been so cooperative. Don't worry, that's exactly what we defense lawyers are working to prevent.
I feel bad for Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm going to be rooting for your team this time. But don't tell him that. You have to promise me you won't.
Detective Fulbright, I guess I was wrong about you.
I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society once again. So I can't just sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart. You're the only ones who can stop him in court.
Really care and want what's best for Prosecutor Blackwell, don't you, Detective? You're in love with him, aren't you? Aww. Leave the courtroom to us. It's not like we want a guilty verdict either.
I was hoping you would say that. I'm really grateful for the two of you. To show my thanks, I'll give you another bit of information. It's about the eyewitness. I saw her hanging around the Space Center entrance a little while ago.
Really? Oh, let's go find her, Mr. Wright. Really?
Thank you two. I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you. In justice we trust. On 3, 2, 1! In justice we trust! Okay, later! You guys were supposed to say it with me, by the way.
Oh, there he goes. Wait, are we supposed to say in justice we trust back there too? Let's go see that witness now. Alright, the Space Center entrance it is. Oh, we didn't get a choice. A choice. The witness must be around here somewhere. A different robot?
Hello, hello.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me the witness is a robot.
Hello, come over here. Hello, hello. Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you... I am Clunko. Shall I guide you? Guide you.
I don't know why this robot's kind of freaking me out.
Hey, you're not supposed to be wandering around.
God damn! God damn! Damn!
I feel like Johnny Bravo right now. Whoa! Again, I've had it with you, hunk of junk.
Yup. I'm outside. Am I wandering? When did that happen?
Okay, welcome back, hunk of junk. You don't know how close you came. If you didn't snap out of it, I was gonna put you on the curb on trash day. Nothing works better than a 42.5 degree karate chop. That's pretty specific. Excuse me, but are you the one who witnessed the murder?
Oh, and I'm Phoenix Wright, the lead attorney on this case.
How do you do? Okay, she's really hot. She's really sexy, but, like, she could very well be the murderer, and now she's got a big needle gun. Big shot lawyers, huh? I'm Aura Blackquill.
Huh? Huh? What? You're related to Blackquill?
I'm a researcher developing robots here at Cosmos Space Center.
Blackquill?
Cheapy! And this good-for-nothing robot is named Hunk of Junk.
My name isn't Hunk of Junk. My name is Clonko. That's mean, Miss Aura.
Quit complaining, your model number is Punko 2.
But Miss Aura, everyone calls me Clonko.
Quit your squawking already.
No, what are you doing? No, don't, those are my brains.
There, I bet you won't be talking back now.
I will obey completely. Activate foot rubbing mode.
No, later. Thanks, I better watch out. Watch what wires I cross with this one. Your last name's Blackquill. Do you have a relative in the legal profession?
You are correct. Simon Blackquill, who used to be a prosecutor, is...
Shut up. Only speak when I order you to speak. Simon's my little brother. You know him?
How old is he? Isn't Simon old? Oh, he's only 28. Oh, she's 37. She's MILF territory. God damn. Mamma mia.
I wish a woman would do that to me. What, tear out my brains and make me obey every single thing she says? I mean, she wouldn't need to tear my brains for me to do that, you know what I'm saying? Christmas! Yeah, we met him in court a few times. Athena? What a dull creature. Has her switch been turned off? Athena being shy? This is new. I mean, I know she's super sexy, but, like, no need to be all shy about it. Oops, I have autoplay on. Whoopsies. Oh yeah, I heard he was prosecuting again despite being a prisoner. Why doesn't he just stick to solving disputes among inmates in prison, right? Hey, what do you think, Hunk of Junk?
Miss Aura, that hurts!
I'm asking you a question. Why don't you answer me, useless hunk of junk?
But Miss Aura, you told me to only speak when you ordered me to speak.
I told you to never talk back to me. You're worth more as scrap. Robot abuse, hawk attacks. Blackquill family life must sure be interesting. Well, do you have any other questions? Wait, of course you do. You're a lawyer. It's not like I'm on Simon's side or anything. I just want to get this over with. Bro, why did they make her so... I mean... So, you're the person who witnessed the incident? I love when she does that. I mean, poor robot. But I wish I was the robot right now. God, I wish that was me. That's right, I was on the 4th floor of the main building in the robotics lab. The explosion disabled the elevators. Do we have that photo of the whole team, by the way? Did we collect that? Here? No. I guess we didn't. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. But it was such a pain. Why couldn't they have used the ladders in the other rooms? Well, it must have been a very troubling experience. Probably best to just humor her here. Then, as I passed the 3rd floor boarding lounge one window on my way down, I saw the crime as it happened. And that's about it. So, you saw the crime as it happened, and that's about it. Alright, I see. Wait, what? You saw it being committed? Well, this is no time to just nod and repeat. So, you saw into the 3rd floor lounge. The very scene of the crime. That's right, there's a small window on the right-hand side of the room. I'll look through that from the outside. Well, I can already see the contradiction. The body is on the left side, way past where the window is. Oh. The room was pitch black, but I saw a shady figure holding a lighter in their left hand. And a knife in their right. That must have been the culprit. Did you see who that person was? Of course not. The power was out on the floor. And the power was out on the floor then. And there was only that tiny window. I see. But you did witness the moment of the murder? Yes, I saw the figure with the lighter raise their knife and... Stabby, stabby, as they say. It happened at precisely 10 a.m. Did you witness anything else? Did the killer have any distinguishing features? I already told you, it was pitch black in there. Although, I did notice that the lighter the person had in their left hand had a pretty ornament on it. It looked like a planet. It was blue, like a little Earth emblem. They had good taste in knickknacks, anyway. An Earth emblem on the lighter. I'd better remember that. Thank you for your statement. We'll definitely prove Mr. Starbuck's innocence with it. Can you do the thing where you put your, like... when you lean on the robot again? I'm gonna get it. Thumb. Yeah, right. I won't hold my breath. Pardon me? Oh, did I hurt your feelings? Sorry. I just detest lawyers. That's all. Oh, God, she detests me. What don't you like about lawyers? Oh, it's just an instinctive dislike. But don't feel bad. I hate prosecutors even more. Her face looks... Why does your face look like that? Why are you making that weird face? Ooh, the music's creepy. I'm just gonna take a couple screenshots in case I can't get the ones I want. I really am gonna try and refrain from going to the Ace Attorney wiki. I don't want to get spoiled on anything, so I'm just gonna leave that out. That doesn't make me feel any better. Why do you hate lawyers so much? Little thing from my past. Actually, I know why she hates lawyers. I've been waiting so long to bring up this. I've been waiting so long! Don't copyright me this time, Simpsons, okay? I am transformating this. There we go.
Mr. Hutz, when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer just like you.
Good for you, son. If there's one thing America needs, it's more lawyers.
Yep,
Can
exactly
you
right.
imagine a world without lawyers?
I couldn't. Disgusting. I love that. I've been waiting to use that clip at some point. Could you imagine a world without lawyers? Yes! There it is. Oops. There she is. Pose for the camera. Boom. Ugh. Okay. The whole legal system is meaningless in the first place. I certainly don't agree. When people are imperfect, they lie. They're influenced by silly emotions. Can't expect such imperfect creatures to uphold a reasonable system of law. I like robots much better. Even sad sacks like this one. Hey, you! Look alive there! Okay, I like that too. What the fuck is happening? What is happening? What is this? He's crazy. We got a screen cap of that too. Oh man, I'm gonna have a field day picking what to use for my thumb. Yeah, yes, here I go! I am the ultimate robot, the amazing processing. I can vacuum in the high heat with robots. Alright, that's enough out of you. You're getting a little too carried away. What was I doing? Yep, I like robots much better. At least you can make them any way you want them. Unlike humans with their petty emotions and constant worries. How can you say such things? Feeling emotions, worrying about the things we care about, is what makes us human. Well, the girl finally talks and she starts with a speech. That's what makes us human. You mean, getting angry and snorting like that? Rational thought, that's what separates humans from animals. Unfortunately, your reasoning capabilities are more akin to that of a clever little monkey. But that's nothing to be ashamed of. Must be nice to have such a simple mind. Can I punch her, boss? Can I punch her, boss? I really want to punch her.
Get a hold of yourself, Athena.
She's too attractive. You just stop halfway. Oh, humans certainly are absurd. I said you were clever, didn't I? Poor thing. Tell me, with people like you in charge, how can I possibly trust the legal system? So she distrusts not only lawyers, but prosecutors, and the whole legal system? What in the world happened to this woman to make her so bitter? Even if somebody important to me was killed, I would never wish to see their killer brought to trial, because I'd much rather kill them myself. God damn. You can't be serious. The thing you're wearing around your neck. This?
Around Athena's neck. Does she mean widget?
Oh, I get it. Well, well, Her Royal Highness has returned at last to her castle.
Her royal what? Is she talking about Athena?
By the way, I heard the rumors. Our director is going to be the star witness in the court tomorrow, right?
Director Cosmos? Yeah, that's right.
You poor things. You'd better be careful. That old man is a big liar and a huge braggart.
What?
He might seem like a bigwig, but the center has all kinds of problems. He has lots of skeletons in his closet. But it's your problem, so why should I care?
That's it? No friendly tips? No good luck, guys? Just splendid.
I'll leave you to your woes. Come on, hunk of junk.
It's sad to me that she didn't believe in our legal system anymore. She must have had a real bad experience to make her feel that way. Are you alright, Athena? You seem very down.
I just can't believe she said all those things.
Ah, she's really upset. Has she been trying to not let it show this whole time? Well, I guess it's not all that surprising. You hear about fabricated evidence and false indictments all the time.
You mean that whole Dark Age of the Law nonsense? I'm sick of hearing about that.
Well, all we can do is believe what we're doing.
Yeah, you're right, boss. I agree.
Maybe it's time we went back to see Mr. Starbuck.
Good idea. We should tell him about the bullet in Miss Blackwell's statement.
Alright then, next stop, the detention center. Where is Pearls? Waiting. I'm waiting for Pearlsy. Detention center, visitor's room. Play Mario Kart later or death.
Alright, fine. I'll fucking ask Ryan right now, then, maybe. How about that? I'll ask Ryan right now. There, I asked him.
Oh, my lawyers are here. Must be bad news.
Hey, not necessarily. We found a new witness. A researcher saw the moment of the murder through the lounge window during her escape. Really? So they're gonna let me go? Unfortunately, it was dark and she couldn't identify the person.
Oh, I should have known. My stars never aligned just right, too.
But we got a lead too, Mr. Starbuck. The murderer had a lighter with an Earth emblem on it.
A lighter with an Earth emblem? Oh-ho!
Do you remember something? You think you're wrong and she's only in the next case? Yeah, I thought so as we got into the depths of this investigation. If she wasn't in this case, then, you know, if she wasn't in this investigation day, I was gonna say she's in the next one. I thought that maybe she'd be on, like, a field trip or something, coming to the Space Center, and we'd bump into her. Or I don't know, something along those lines, maybe. Yep, I sure did. Just a little bit, though. Anything at all would help, so please tell us what you remembered.
I thought I was unconscious the whole time. But now I remember I woke up for a few brief moments.
That's huge! Do you remember anything? Did you see anything? Do you remember anything?
A lighter. I saw the flame of a lighter floating in the darkness.
Good, good. What else did you see? What was nearby?
It was definitely the boarding lounge, so it must have been after Clay carried me there. In the light from the flame, I saw a dark shadow flickering.
Dark shadow. That must have been... Could we move the camera a little lower? Just a little lower. No reason. The third party we've been looking for. Thank you, Mr. Starbuck. You've been more help than you know. If we can prove there was this third person at the scene of the and that they're the real killer, then you'll be cleared of all suspicion. The key will be whether or not we can identify this third person in court tomorrow. At least we have something to go on now. That's a big plus. I should probably tidy up the evidence a bit before someone mistakes me for a hoarder. Ooh, now that we have a glimmer of hope, I'm suddenly starving. Why don't we go back to the office and treat ourselves to a big celebration in advance? For someone who's highly empathetic, you can be surprisingly unsympathetic. What did we end up eating?
So you found your strategy for tomorrow's trial, huh? Good for you, Daddy.
Well, it's one step forward anyway. Hopefully it'll give us a fighting chance in court. As long as we can find out who this third person is. Now, let's get something to eat. I'm starving. My vote is for Eldoon's noodles.
Oh, Apollo!
What are you doing here? I didn't think the clinic was ready to release you yet. My wounds are fine, and I'm done with lying around. Apollo, you're supposed to be in bed. Leave the case to us. We'll take it from here. Thanks, but that's not an option. Not for me. Apollo. Wait, so the leave of absence was just bullshit? Bro was literally just recovering? Okay, well there you go, AFK. Ryan said he's down for Mario Kart. You shouldn't underestimate your injuries, Apollo, and I don't want you overdoing it. You're like my beautiful gay son that I never had. I'm gonna ignore half of what you just said and say I'm fine. You shouldn't underestimate your injuries, Apollo, and I don't want you overdoing it. I'm fine, and I'm not in pain anymore. Besides, they just gave me the IV at the clinic. An IV isn't a cure-all, mummy man. Anyway, just tell me how the case is going. Have you guys made any progress? A suspicious figure was spotted at the scene. We think they might be the real killer. A suspicious figure, huh? Right. I thought you'd be happier than that. No, don't get me wrong, I'm happy. And I fully intend to see Clay's murderer apprehended. Absolutely nothing will get in the way of that.
Clay was your best friend, right, Apollo?
That's right. Best friend since junior high. Sounds to me like... sounds like me and Junie. So what was Clay like? Well, he was full of compassion and energy. And he had a really loud voice. The two of you did voice training together now. I bet you'd break a few windows. You know, I bet you're right. Seemed like only yesterday. Clay was a guy who lived for his dreams. We used to talk about it a lot. He was going to be an astronaut, and me a lawyer. We'd talk well into the night, and even then, we never grew tired of it. Apollo, about that jacket. Oh, it's Clay's. I knew it. It's a special jacket that was only issued to members of the Hat Project. He was finally able to get one of his own once he was selected for the Hat 2 mission. He always looked so proud wearing it. But just when his dream was finally coming true. I still can't believe it. Damn it, it's not fair! Apollo, I hope you don't try to carry the burden all alone. I guess we're both unlucky. My own debut was a disaster. Guess you're right on some level. That trial a year and a half ago wasn't exactly the smoothest of starts. That was a rough time for me, but Clay refused to let me quit. You're fine, he'd say. Don't give up. It was right during his screening exams, too. I couldn't have become a full-fledged lawyer without him. That "you're fine" of his... It's why I'm still standing here today. You're fine, huh? I'm fine. You're fine, and I'm fine. Were like your catchphrases, weren't they? Something like that. Sure brings back memories. When we were in junior high, Clay's mom passed away in an accident. But he wouldn't show his sadness to anyone. One night, I found him crying all alone in the school courtyard. Mom. Get away, Apollo. Don't come over here. Clay, listen to me. I don't have a mother either. Huh? Oh, they're so adorable. I always think everybody else has a mom. Why am I the only one? But you know, when I start to feel that way, I yell at the top of my lungs. I holler, "I'm fine!" And then, you know what? I start to feel like maybe I really will be fine. Apollo Justice is fine! Okay, Clay. Now it's your turn. Okay. Clay turn is fine! There you go. Now we're both fine. Haha. We're fine. We're fine. What are you laughing about? See, we're fine. You laughed first. I'm fine. You're fine. We're both fine. Thanks, Apollo. Nobody tell Apollo that his mom is alive and well, and she knows his identity but hasn't said anything. It could cause a rift. When you say it out loud, it really starts to feel real. As long as you don't give up, you can keep on fighting. That's what we believed. As long as you don't give up. Wasn't there someone else who said something similar? They called Mr. Starbuck his mentor and looked up to him. I wonder if I can be a good role model for my staff like Mr. Starbuck. Yo, come on, Phoenix. I mean, like... Don't tell him that he has a sister either and that she's 2 feet away. Don't tell him that. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'll be taking a leave of absence. Oh, he still is, okay.
What? Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Oh, wait, he hadn't even done it yet? Oh, bro hadn't even... He's taking a leave of absence right now. You're really serious? Can you at least give me a reason why? When I put Clay's jacket on, I swore to him that I would catch his killer, myself. But that's our goal, too! I agree with Athena. We should work together to find the truth. The truth, huh? That's a noble cause. But what if the truth you seek and the truth I seek to turn out to be different? I'm not sure I follow. What are you saying, Apollo? I'm gonna catch the person responsible for taking my friend's life. In my own way. Take good care of Mr. Starbuck for me. And I must be going. Goodbye. Apollo, wait!
Goodbye? Did you just say goodbye? Polly, I did not permit you to leave! I sense a lot of seething anger and hatred coming from him. And also, suspicion. He's not walking out on us like this. I'm gonna go talk some sense into him.
Hold on, Athena. Apollo can believe what he wants, but I believe he's wrong. Even if we take different paths, the truths we arrive at should be the same. I think the quicker we solve the case, the better it'll be for Apollo. Yeah, you're right, boss. Alright, that's enough for one day. Make sure you're ready for tomorrow's trial. Also, by the way, he didn't say he was quitting. He just said, you know, he's going through a lot, man, you know. I think if your best friend dies before you, and then you have been exploded, and then bashed over the head by a rock, I think you're allowed to take a little holiday, okay? Call me crazy, but I think that's some leave of absence, definitely, obtained, you know? He definitely should be given that time off. Even if he wasn't searching the case, if he just wanted to fucking, I don't know, chill. Like, he should have that. He should be allowed. Alright, that's enough for today. Make sure you're ready for tomorrow's trial, okay? If you were here right now, Apollo would say, I'm fine. Everything is fine. I just hope things really do turn out fine, too. Oh boy.
Oh boy! What a crazy twist!
Day 2, baby. Let's go. December 20th, 10:15 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 5. Oh, hey, wait, where's the judge? Hello? Judge?
Oh, I suppose we should reconvene the trial of Solomon Starbuck or something.
Objection!
Your Honor, could you please come out from under your bench? There are no more bombs, I promise.
Oh, yes, my apologies.
Speaking of Pepsi Max, you know, Protein, I wish I had a fresh, cold one in my fridge ready to go, but I don't. I think I'm out. I think I drank all of them. Yeah, all gone. No mo. I drank my last one earlier. You'll just have to deal with me drinking water.
I'm still a little jumpy when it comes to trials involving bombs. I mean, first the courtroom exploded. And then Mr. Tonate self-destructed.
You'll mail me a 2-liter Diet Pepsi? Alright. Bet. I guess that's one way of describing what happened to Mr. Tonate.
Anyway, it seems that Mr. Justice was seriously wounded by Mr. Tonate's actions. So you, Mr. Wright, will be taking up the defense? Do you have an understanding of what has happened in the trial so far?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense is ready.
Very well. Is the prosecution also ready? I take it you'd like me to give the opening statement this time?
Looks like the judge has become a pretty good mind reader. Well, he's certainly seen more than his fair share of colorful prosecutors. You could say he's something of a veteran of sorts.
Let's see. In the previous part of this trial, we learned that the victim, Clay Terran, escaped from Launchpad Number 1 carrying the defendant, Solomon Starbuck. There were explosions on the second floor of the Space Center and on the rocket itself. The two astronauts used the Launchpad 1 corridor to reach the boarding lounge.
And
how could the victim climb down the ladder if he was carrying the defendant? That was the mystery that needed to be solved. But Mr. Justice proved that the victim was killed in the boarding lounge. Prosecutor Blackwell, were you able to discover any new facts related to this point?
upon further investigation, we discovered an oxygen tank fragment in the lounge. Surprisingly, it would appear that Justice Dunner's argument was correct. That means the testimonies of the first two people on the scene are suspect. Are sussy. Is this case relatively short, Big Boss? Because we're speeding through this. We're already on day 2 of court. I think we've only been on this trial for like maybe 4 hours at most, like including last stream. I wouldn't put it past it since it's kind of like broken up with the tutorial case. And just as our team was about to cross-examine Detective Arm, the courtroom bombing incident occurred, and the trial was put on hold.
That accursed fellow. He killed my witness. He killed Detective Arm.
He definitely put the kibosh on anyone asking about her and what she saw. This case and the next one kind of mix into one, so it's kind of hard to say. Oh, okay. Exactly. In other words, the questioning of who killed the victim in the boarding lounge has once again become the main focus of this trial. It's obvious Prosecutor Blackwell still thinks it was Mr. Starbuck. Fulbright said that Blackwell has a thing against the astronaut. Nevertheless, the defense argues there was a third person in the lounge. That's who killed the victim.
Objection!
Make such reckless claims in a courtroom takes a bold man, or a stupid one. There's no third person in the boarding lounge. Or have you gone dotty already? Oh, man.
Objection!
Objection! I'm only like 4 years older than you. Well, we will see who's the dotard after I trounce you with my years of experience, little boy. In any case, Mr. Starbuck claims he saw someone leaving the lounge. Furthermore, a Space Center employee also saw a suspicious figure at the scene.
They saw a third person? Well, that's proof enough for me. I see my sister's been running her mouth.
That's right, I almost forgot that Aura is Prosecutor Blackwell's sister. His really hot older sister. Super duper hot older sister. I wonder if Trucy really wants a new mom.
No matter, she didn't see this mystery person's face clearly. Therefore, there's no evidence to indicate that this person was not the defendant.
I guess the possibility that the figure was Mr. Starbuck is still there.
In brief, we need to determine if a third person was there or not. To this end, we should hear the testimony of one of the first people on the scene.
Director Cosmos, huh?
Very well, bailiff, please bring the witness to the stand. Why, I believe I've seen you in the newspapers. Of course you have. Of course you have, for I am Yuri Cosmos, director of the Cosmos Space Center, which was, of course, named after me, Yuri Cosmos. Don't you have anything you wish to ask me?
Looks like he's all geared up to do some bragging.
7 years ago, I successfully launched that one, and...
Everyone already knows how brilliant you are. Even I am trying to hold back my tears at seeing such a great man standing before me.
So could you please proceed directly to your important testimony? Ha-ha! I see this fine young lad has a proper appreciation of greatness. Then allow me to begin my epical testimony, and that will be recorded in the annals of history.
Mr. Wright, did he mean... Is that what it...
Just don't think about it.
That speech of Prosecutor Blackwell's just now. It sounded more like he was... It sounded more to me like he was poking fun at Director Cosmos.
That's probably for the best that it sailed right over the director's head. Now then, Director Cosmos, the condensed version of your illustrious testimony, please.
What I saw at the scene.
Detective Arm and I rushed towards the boarding lounge together. We went via the control room and peeked from there to see what was going on inside. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge and Terran lying on the floor. I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck.
Is it going to be revealed that Starbuck was in the oxygen chamber or something? Like our boy put him in the oxygen chamber?
So, I see. So in your testimony you claim you arrived on the scene after the two had escaped from the launch pad to the lounge? And just after the victim had been killed? Oh, the horror, the humanity! But what I said is what I saw, and what I saw is what I said. Courageous action to take in the face of such terrifying explosions, wouldn't you say? To save my men, I went personally into the epicenter of danger, risking my own life for theirs. Ta-ha-ha!
Well, what do you know? It sounds like the director really cares about his men.
Yeah.
Although it sounds more like he was scared and just had to peek from far away.
Is the defense ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Director Cosmos' testimony is pretty vague. I'm gonna have to press him and draw out more information before I can do anything else. Okily dokily.
Hold it!
Where were you coming from?
The 6th floor. We were making sure any stragglers made their way to the 4th floor. It was when we heard about Starbuck and Terran we hurried to the 3rd floor lounge. Oh my! Galactic Scooter here, of course!
Why do you keep calling it galactic? Does it have anything to do with space?
Of course it's specifically designed to be used on galactic battleships.
I see. Then I take it it works in 0G as well?
Sadly, no. With the current state of technology as it is, I'm afraid it would just float around and be galactically useless.
That's a galactic bummer.
I see. So you rushed to the boarding lounge on your space-age pogo stick? And when you got to the scene, what did you see? We went via the control room and peeked in from there to see what was going on.
Hold it!
Let's see. According to this diagram, you didn't have to go through the control room to get to boarding lounge 1. Looks like you could have just gone from the southern corridor as well.
Yes, but in her haste, Detective Arm rushed ahead of me towards the control room. All I could do was merely follow behind her.
I see.
So we peeked into the boarding lounge from the control room door and...
Hold it!
So you couldn't see who that figure was clearly, or what they were doing?
Sadly, the only thing I could tell was that it was a person standing motionless.
The defendant, no doubt, staring aghast of his deed. What other explanation is there? Well, for one, both the men were in spacesuits, so if the guy was not in a spacesuit, then, like, you know, what of it? Also, how could you tell it was, the victim, since he was also in a spacesuit and didn't get identified until afterwards? Ugh, so close, but without evidence, I can't prove that that person's the third party.
I don't relish in this, and... I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck.
Hold it!
Aura Blackquill also saw a suspicious figure in the lounge, but she gave the statement that it was too dark to see the person's face clearly. Did you see this figure's face clearly?
No, not clearly. The lighter they were holding illuminated the area around their feet at the time. But other than that, I could see little else. That's why I could see Terran, but I couldn't see who the other person was.
So for all you know, it might not have been Mr. Starbuck, isn't that correct?
I would like to believe that. Starbuck isn't the type of man who's capable of murder.
Objection!
When the witness entered the boarding lounge, there was no third person there. Isn't that correct, Great Space Center Director?
Yes, that's right. Only Starbuck and Terran were there at that time. After we peeked in, the lounge suddenly went dark and the figure vanished.
I mean, they disappeared. That's odd.
Objection!
The reason the figure appeared to vanish is because it was the defendant. When the witnesses weren't looking, he fell to the floor and feigned unconsciousness.
Hold it!
Hold on! Director Cosmos, did you ever take your eyes off of the scene?
Just for a brief instant, but as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by.
If you took your eyes off the scene, then this third person could have escaped during that time.
But what escape route could this person have used?
The direction opposite the control room, the southern door to the elevators. There's no security lock on that door, so it would have been possible to escape that way.
Objection!
All things are possible, right, Dunno? The real question is, do you have any proof? Yeah, well... If we're just talking possibilities, we could each profess whatever we'd like. An inmate who used to be a university professor and lunar researcher used to say that there is a kingdom of little green men who live under the surface of the moon. As long as they don't punish us in the name of said moon for what we've done to it. But I say, what's your proof that this quaint kingdom exists? He's calling your theory a work of fiction, boss. And he's right, I don't have any proof yet. Still... The southern door was a possible escape route. I'd better make a mental note of that. Director Cosmos, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why'd you look away from the boarding lounge?
Ah! There's actually another tale of bravery behind that answer, too. It was when Detective Arm saw the figure and raised her gun. Being a great humanitarian, the protector of mankind, I tried to stop her. What? You're saying Detective Arm raised her gun as soon as she saw the figure? I imagine her instincts as a detective told her that they were the killer.
I don't know about that. And were you able to prevent Detective Arm from firing her gun?
I'm afraid I was too late. I was unable to stop her. She identified herself clearly and then she fired 2 warning shots into the shadowy figure. This information about Detective Arm's action sounds critically important. Please add it to your testimony.
2 shots, eh? 2 shots, eh, Luigi?
Objection!
Are you sure you were really paying attention to what Detective Arm was doing?
You count my words. That will someday be written down in history books.
Somehow, I don't think those exact words will ever be written down in any history books.
Mr. Wright, could you please explain yourself so that we all understand?
You say the Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots, and yet only 1 bullet hole was ever found at the scene.
What?
Only 1 bullet hole means the gun was only fired once. And yet Director Cosmos is saying Detective Arm fired 2 shots. No editor would allow such a glaring contradiction into their history book.
Objection!
Fortunately for you, Luis's words are true. Confirm the 2 shots were fired from Detective Arm's gun.
Objection!
There was only 1 bullet hole at the scene. Where did the other bullet hole vanish to?
You should know the answer to that already.
I should.
During the previous trial, a certain oxygen tank was presented as evidence.
We've already discussed that it was ruptured in the lounge, have we not?
Well, it appears that the thing that ruptured it was a bullet. A bullet that was found near the tank, to be precise. This bullet was fired from a .38 caliber gun. Same caliber as the detective's gun.
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Who are you? Wait a minute! Wait a minute! What?
The rifling markings also match up. There's no question that this bullet was fired from Detective Arm's gun. Rifling marks. They're like a gun's fingerprints on a bullet, correct?
Plot twist, Phoenix doesn't know gun calibers. He was just wrong. He was just straight up wrong, and that the bullet was just 38. It's just like, oh, okay, that's... well, shit.
And examining the rifling marks on a bullet can tell us which gun it was fired from. One of the bullets the detective fired found its way into the holographic image display. The other bullet came to a stop near the victim's oxygen tank. The evidence confirms the director's statement that the detective fired 2 shots.
My beautiful contradiction. Gone. Oh, gone. So that bullet was from a .38 caliber. So that bullet hole was from a .38 caliber, huh? I better update the record. Only bullet hole found in the boarding lounge was made by a bullet fired from the .38 caliber gun. Alright, and where the fuck is this tiny little bullet from?
Very good. Now we know the fate of both of the shots Detective Arm fired. Mr. Wright, does that clear up all of your questions?
Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots. One hit the holographic display, and the other hit the oxygen tank. Does that really clear up everything about what happened at the scene? No, it does not. No, Your Honor, it doesn't. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots from a .38 caliber gun, but that doesn't explain the existence of a certain piece of evidence found at the scene. A piece that points to the existence of a third person.
Very well, but it won't do us to keep waiting, Mr. Wright. What piece of evidence suggests the possibility of a third person at the scene?
Take that!
What is this little metal pellet supposed to be?
It's just a little something of great importance we found at the scene of the crime, Your Honor.
You found it where?
In a floor gutter at the crime scene, it looks like the police and prosecution both missed it. Furthermore, this is a 10 caliber bullet, making it much smaller than one of Detective Arm's 38 calibers.
Then that means...
Exactly. One more person must have been there in the lounge. A third person who had a gun that could fire 10 caliber bullets. Oh yeah.
Oh, objection!
And if that's true, it explains why Detective Arm fired warning shots. This third person fired at Detective Arm and Director Cosmos with their gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos?
Ah! Looks like you've deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us. But what's this? You didn't mention that. That's a very important detail. Why did you leave that out? You never breathed a word of this to me before. Ah ha ha! Well, all great men have a secret or two you don't know about. Foolish old geezer.
So Director Cosmos really has been hiding the presence of a third person all along. Director Cosmos, I want you to testify to the court about what you really saw.
You may be a very great man, but in my courtroom, you're just another witness.
Maybe it's not Director. Maybe it's that other woman that we haven't met yet. A part of their team 7 years ago that we haven't met or hasn't been referenced or talked about, but was still there.
You won't receive special treatment here. Now please, give accurate testimony.
Whoa, witness testimony.
Detective Arm and I rushed to the control room together. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room and written on the floor. We were still in the control room to the east when he fired upon us. Given that there was no third person in the lounge when the witness entered, what does it mean? Does this mean the person who fired the gun had to have been the defendant?
Not necessarily. It's still possible that it was someone else. Most likely, as soon as Detective Arm and Director Cosmos discovered this person, they escaped through the southern door, the one that didn't have a security lock.
Objection!
Double-edged swords are tricky. Mishandle one, and it's you who gets cut down.
Huh?
Your reasoning could apply if Spaceboy were the killer as well. Think about it. After being discovered, he could have fired the 10 caliber gun. Detective Arm would have responded by firing 2 warning shots. All he had to do was feign unconsciousness to invent the possibility of a third person.
Objection!
But Mr. Starbuck didn't have a gun in his possession when he was found by the police. Nor has a gun been found at the crime scene. Its absence can only be explained if there was a third party who took it with them.
Objection!
Recall the existence of a trash chute in the boarding lounge? The defendant could have simply thrown the gun down the chute.
Objection!
But you can't deny the possibility of a third person leaving with the weapon.
Objection!
It's up to you to prove that possibility. I trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence.
What evidence?
Why, the detonator switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, naturally. The most compelling evidence of all that tells us he is the culprit.
Ah! I did forget all about that!
Look, your boldness, how deliciously obvious it is that they lack the evidence to rival mine.
Oh, he sliced our third person theory into ribbons and served it to us just like that.
Yes, well, I have my own question, actually. That bullet that the mysterious figure shot, what did it hit exactly? It hit me. No. So does that mean you're a ghost? I was wondering when you would realize it, your boldness. Dr. Cosmos is an authentic, bona fide ghost. He can even pass through walls.
Objection!
He's pulling your leg. Prosecutor Blackwell, shame on you for teasing the nice old gentleman.
No boldness, it was all in jest. Be sure yourself again. No, are you sure? I'm gonna need my big blankie tonight. In that case, how did you manage to survive being shot, Director Cosmos? Ah, I'm glad you asked. It was a miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet hit my glorious Medal of Honor, whereby it ricocheted, thus saving my life. What?
It's very low caliber too, so even if it did hit him in a not lethal place, he would have been fine. I mean, still injured, but fine. You know, unless it was a vital organ.
That's unbelievable.
How'd you check this out? Oh wow, look at that! There's one extra Gyaxa star. The odds are... what the fuck did I just say? The odds are literally astronomical. This really was a miracle. It's beginning to feel... It's beginning to really feel like the Cosmos is watching out for Director Cosmos.
Why'd you conceal this information, Director Cosmos? A great man such as myself has to hide things, and on occasion, no matter how much it hurts. It is the plight of the truly great. It may be hard for this generation to understand.
I don't know, it sounds fishy to me. What else is he hiding? Let's just cross-examine him. Why can't I speak properly today? Jesus Christ. Let's just cross-examine him and see what we can find out.
Now then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
What I really saw at the scene.
Detective Arm and I rushed to the control room together. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room, and Terran on the floor.
Still in the control room, the ace with the figure fired at us. Okay.
Hold it!
So in other words, you were fired at while you were at the control room door?
That's correct.
Something not quite right about that. Yeah, where the bullet landed. It landed on the other side of the fucking room. Director Cosmos, the bullet this person fired hit you, isn't that right?
Yes, it was a miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself.
In that case, the bullet should have wound up somewhere around the control room door. Okay, so Director Cosmos was in the... Yeah, I got it. I know. It was found not anywhere near that room. Was that a Katamari reference? Statistical... Oh, thanks, Blushroom. Was that a bot? I didn't even see... You caught that so fast, I didn't even know you were here. I didn't even see what it read. If he's a great man, then I'm king of all the cosmos. The moment you enter the chat, he's fast as fuck. Oh, hello, I hope you're doing well. We're doing Mario Kart in a little bit, so, you know, if you would like to join, you are very much welcome. Also, you missed a really sexy character earlier, so I will show it. because I must. I don't know if she's gonna show up again before we end today. Yeah, sexy character alert. Of course you're a welcome laser. It goes without saying. Sexy woman alert. I'm very much down the clown. You know? Yeah, that's a hard smash for me as well. You know? I wish it was me. Gloves stay on. Yep. She gets it. See, Laser, she gets it.
Objection!
Director Cosmos, I believe you are telling this court a great, glorious lie. Great man like me tell a lie? Have you ever heard such of a thing in all of history?
You're violent today because a romance you're reading is causing you pain? Oh yeah, by the way, it's nearly Valentine's Day. I almost forgot. Happy early Valentine's Day, everybody. It's in 2 days for us, actually. It's on Friday. My accusation is based on the positions of the people who are in the lounge. According to your testimony, you and Detective Arm were near the control room door. And the mystery figure was standing in the middle of the boarding lounge. If, as you say, the figure fired a gun at you from this position, then the bullet would have traveled in this direction. I need a Valentine. Yep. Don't worry. This Dimples channel is also known as Singles Anonymous, you know? I don't think I've ever had a Valentine, actually. I probably say this every year, but I don't think I've ever been asked. Which, you know, it's not hard to imagine that. I'm blocking all the happy couples I see on Instagram. Yeah, then I'm gonna cry in bed with a tub of ice cream or something. However, we found the 10 caliber bullet here. Oh. This trajectory and where the bullet was actually found contradict each other. Director Cosmos, where were you really when you were being shot at? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the human merry-go-round.
Objection!
Well, if you think about it, trajectory of the bullet could easily have hit him and then ricocheted off the wall and then off the dome, off the thing, and then it could fall into place. And the witness himself just tell you, the bullet hit his metal. Of this, there is no mistake.
Objection!
But in that case, the bullet should have been found near the east side of the room. Are you trying to say that you can explain this inconsistency? And of course. I didn't think so. What? Great Director Cosmos. Yes? Is there something you'd like to ask me to expand upon? You were in fact not in the control room to the east, were you? You were looking into the lounge from the door to the south. Is that not right? That's not explaining the inconsistency. That's presenting new evidence of where he actually was. That's not explaining an inconsistency. That's clearing it up. What are you getting at? Use your own brain. Your head must have some other use than housing the bird's nest. Bird's nest? Why does everybody pick on my hair? Director Cosmos and the detective witnessed the scene through the southern door. The killer fired at them there, and that is why the bullet was found in the south. Ah, well that makes some sense actually. Also, the witness being at the southern door is rather favorable for the prosecution.
Yeah, so why didn't you say that initially? Then that thing would... I would have never... You're a weird man. I've got a bad feeling about this.
How about it, Director? You don't tell me the truth this time. Yikes! His handcuffs! You become but rust upon my sword. I relish the chance to cut down a great man. All right, I'll tell the truth. Just put your sword away. You are correct. I, the great Yuri Cosmos, was looking into the room from the southern door. I lied for the funnies. Don't blame me. It was funny. What? That's the complete opposite of the testimony he's given so far. And now you've lost your possibility that a third person was in the room.
I have.
How? The director and the detective were near the southern door, meaning the killer couldn't have escaped through there. The western door required print recognition, and the corridor beyond was filled with smoke. The only escape route left was the eastern control room door. And the only way to get through there was with Director Cosmos' fingerprints. In short, there would have been no escape for any third person had there been one. My third person just disappeared. I can one of Trucy's magic tricks. Order! Order in the court! Director Cosmos, why'd you tell such an outrageous lie? It was funny. You were covering for the defendant. Isn't that right? Yes, it was all for the love of my men. I love men! Is it so crazy to say I love my men? I'm a big men lover. Is that so crazy to say in this day and age? I said it was in the eastern control room. It would mean the culprit could have escaped through the southern door. It would have meant that there could have been a third person. All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route for the third person. What a convoluted lie. Was he really covering for the defendant? Looks like we've come to a conclusion that the defense's argument, the possibility of a third person, has crumbled.
No!
So,
Yikes. The judge is about to hand down his verdict.
think, Phoenix, think! Think, Mark, think! All these people will be dead before you even look 30! What will you have then, Mark? What will you have then? I have my objection.
Blushroom really doesn't want a Pyramid Head as a Valentine? You keep asking her, she keeps saying to stop and stuff? Well, Pyramid Head doesn't exist. It's just like, it's a fictional crush. Like, it's not real. There's a lot of sexy killers, but you wouldn't actually have sex with one if you had the chance. Actually, a lot of people would. But, you know, morals and everything. And they'd most likely kill you, given the chance, you know. It's the perfect time to try and turn my thinking around. The third person had no way of escaping the scene. And what if one of the people at the scene was this third person? Wait, what if the whole premise is all wrong? Hey, so when it comes to fictional characters, you don't really have to worry about it too much. You can thirst over killers and murderers and crazy maniacs. It's fine, whatever, you know? As soon as that becomes real, it's a different story. At least for me, I'm sure some people wouldn't care. because people like that exist. Dr. Cosmos said that he and Detective Arm rushed to the scene together. Will Pyramid Head not be your dying legacy? Mushroom, you can either deny it or play into it. Those are your two options. I don't know. You do what you think will get rid of that legacy. She aced on my attorney till I object. She aced on my attorney till I hold it. She aced on my attorney until I present some valid evidence. What if that premise isn't true? What if one of them reached the scene before the other one? If that person entered the lounge, then they would be the third person.
The defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim and shot the director. There doesn't appear to be any room for argument against these claims. I will now render my verdict.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. There is still one possibility.
Oh? Oh, this had better be good, Mr. Wright.
There is one and only one person who could have escaped from the scene. And that person would be the first person who arrived on the scene. Then, upon entering the boarding lounge, the second person to arrive came via the southern door. That's why the person fled from the room, using an escape route that was accessible only to them.
Ah, very well. Let's hear more about this theory. Who is the one person who could have escaped from the boarding lounge?
Honko?
Take that!
Oh yeah, Blushroom, you missed the really cute little robot girl. Aw. Sad you missed that. She was my favorite.
But that's... Mr. Wright, what are you claiming here?
It's going good, Trash Can. I hope you're doing well as well. Of all the people who were at the scene, only the witness could have escaped. The director's the only one with the authority to open the control room door, after all.
But that means...
Exactly. The true identity of the third person is our current witness. Director Yuri Cosmos! What? It's not like we immediately saw him and thought he was the murderer or anything.
Order! Order in the court, I say! Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself in more detail.
Oops. Do I really have to, Your Honor? I mean, every time we do one of these, the murderer is almost always one of the witnesses. I mean, think about it. Every single case, pretty much. I assert that Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Arm, and entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Arm arrived after that and saw a suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. And that's why she fired those 2 warning shots.
I've been hit on the starboard side!
Captain Wright, it's a direct hit on the enemy ship, sir. A magnificent shot.
Warning, shots from the enemy ship. Prepare to intercept. Cosmos, you've told a lie in this court once again. I've been hit on the port side. The enemy has called in reinforcements.
Earth Cosmos Control Center requesting permission to ask that you return to reality.
My ship will not go down with anything less than the ultimate weapon of evidence.
Objection!
Oh, but I do have evidence. In fact, you could say that your battleship bears its scar. Director Cosmos is the third person Aura Blackwell saw. This literally happened like 30 seconds ago. What are you yapping about? Director Cosmos must have been the one who fired the 10 caliber gun. When Detective Arm discovered him in the lounge, it only makes sense that he would have turned and shot at her. Therefore, the evidence on the director's body is of a different kind of relevance than before. Once we compare it again against another piece of evidence, the mark that you received from the third party will be all the proof we need to prove that you were the one there in the lounge.
Brace for further impact.
Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge. Near the oxygen tank was fired from a 38 caliber gun. Oh, the lighter. Oh, the lighter? The mark that you received from the third party will be all the proof we need to prove that you were the one there in the lounge. Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge. I don't actually know. The oxygen tank?
Take that!
Maybe?
This is not it. Mr. Wright, please only present evidence that you think is it.
Sure, the third person was Director Cosmos. Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge. Comparison with the bullet?
Take that!
No. The knife.
Take
The
that!
lighter. Nope. Oh, I guess maybe compare the bullet with his. Oh, okay. A 38 caliber bullet found on the floor at the scene didn't hit the oxygen tank. It hit Director Cosmos's metal. Oh! It's gotta be the attorney's badge. If we have that ricochet mark on the metal analyzed, I'm sure the caliber will match up. And if that mark proves to be from a 38 caliber bullet, it will prove that you are the third person we've been looking for.
Hey, oh, my bridge is destroyed. Losing altitude. All hands abandon ship. If that's true, then what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank?
That was the 10 caliber bullet. In other words, it was the bullet fired from Yuri Cosmos. Isn't that right, Director?
No, you've got it all wrong! What? The engines have started again? It's a miracle! I'm not going down yet! Witness! Stop this at once and confess to the truth!
If you don't want the history books to say that a great man was a liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth!
Are you giving me orders? Great Director of Cosmos Space Center? Yeah, but the cosmos revolves around me!
Look at him go!
Someone get me off this thing! Order! Order in the court! And will someone please stop the witness from spinning? Thank goodness we were able to stop him from spinning off the face of the earth. While he was twirling, I took the liberty of running an analysis on the mark on the medal. It was made by a 38 caliber bullet, matching it with the size of Detective Arm's firearm. Are you ready to confess to the truth, witness? No, you have it all wrong. This is just a misunderstanding.
Is he gonna start piling up more lies? Looks like it. No matter how many lies he tells, I'll just expose them one by one. I'll make that big liar tell the truth. To be continued. Aw, man. Alright, well, I think we'll leave it there. Unfortunately, we can't do a longer episode today because we want to do some Mario Kart. So we'll be switching over to that. So if you're interested, stay tuned. We'll be tuning into soon. We'll be doing some global Mario Kart shenanigans as per usual. So yeah, I hope to see you all there. And tomorrow, remember, we are starting with the State of Play reaction. We're going to be watching that. Hopefully there's something interesting. Bloodborne, please, for the love of God, Ratchet and Clank, perhaps. I would also really like to see the Wolverine game that Insomniac's been working on. Maybe. But we will see. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in to more Ace Attorney. We'll be back tomorrow, probably right after the State of Play. We'll hop into some more Ace Attorney. Silksong for sure, yeah, at a PlayStation Direct? Yeah, good luck. Maybe an Xbox Direct, but not a PlayStation one. Maybe, I don't know. Alright, thank you, everybody. We should be back up in, like, 10-15 minutes, probably. I'm just gonna go piss and get shit ready and hop on with Ryan, so I'll see you soon enough. Bye, everyone. Love you. Bye-bye. Kisses. Smooches.